You could be one well-structured day away from hitting all of your KPIs as a sales rep. Ever felt that sinking feeling at the end of the day of where did the time go? Those days where you're constantly chasing the clock, you're not able to make your calls, people aren't picking up the phone, deals are slipping right through your fingers. It's like you're running on a treadmill, non-stop hustling, but at the end of the month, you fall short of your targets. The endless cycle of I'll do better tomorrow or tomorrow's gonna be better. I get it. We all have those days, and we've all heard all of the best cold shower techniques from all of your favorite gurus. But what if I told you there was a way that's specifically tailored to salespeople so you can actually hit all your KPIs and make more money? A way to transform your day, reclaim your time, and consistently hit those sales targets. Stick around because I'm gonna be showing you the exact schedule and the exact best way to structure your day as a salesperson. Let's get into it. Now, before we even begin, let's answer this question first. Are you actually doing your job, meeting each of your KPIs and criteria, and putting in real, consistent effort? If you're not, get off of YouTube, stop watching my videos, and get to work. Nothing that I'm gonna talk to you about is gonna save you if you're not putting in the actual time, energy, and resources that are required to be good at sales. But if you are working hard and you're still coming up short, then this video is for you. It's time to ask yourself a couple of things. Is it a lack of discipline and consistency? Or maybe I'm not truly invested in my own success? Regardless of what those answers are, you need to go into every day as a salesperson with the proper mindset and commitment to be willing to do everything it takes to get results. Now, the first step here, and probably the most important, is your morning routine, the way in which you start your day as a salesperson. If you start off on the wrong foot, it's a lot harder to get back on the right foot. So if you start off on the right foot, chances are you're gonna have a pretty good day. Big thing that works for me and a bunch of other of my students is once you get up, do not go on this thing immediately. Check your timeline, check your notifications, and get sucked in to your phone. You need to start your day with intention. The best way is to plug your phone in away from your bed. This is gonna stop you from snoozing your alarm. You're gonna have to get up to turn your alarm off. Chances are you're not gonna get directly back in bed, or if you do, it's a conscious decision. Super easy to just be like, oh, snooze, right? So step one is get out of bed, get started with your day, and have a routine. It doesn't have to be take a cold shower, meditate. Those things I personally do, but I'm not gonna tell everyone else to do that. You gotta know what works for you. The thing that works really good for me is to get my body in motion, right? First thing I do is take the dog out and I immediately go to the gym after that and get my workout in. When you start your day with a routine, it creates consistency in your life and you can fall back on a routine and days aren't random and they don't get away from you because they're more structured. Also, something that you guys should be doing is tracking your activities on a day-to-day basis. That starts with your morning. So I'm gonna link a sheet below. You can make a copy of it. But essentially what it's gonna allow you to do is set up your 5 to 10 things that you need to do every day. I call them non-negotiables. It's an agreement with myself that every day I'm gonna do these core 5 to 10 things. Sets you up for success, as well as you're able to quantify what you do on a daily basis. So at the end of the month, you can go back and look at it from a numbers perspective and a percentage of, okay, I had a really good month this month. I made a lot of money in commission. Okay, well, I did these things consistently. I did these things inconsistently, but I still had good results. So maybe I don't have to do this thing. And I need to make sure that I keep doing this thing. Also works on the negative side of things. If you had a bad month, you can look at what you didn't do consistently and you know that's what you now need to do in the following month. Step 2 is to time block or break your day into specific segments. So in sales, there are specific times of the day that you should be doing certain activities just based on historical data. So the first stage, what you should always be doing is pipeline generation, going through your pipeline. Depending if you're a setter or a closer, these can look a little bit different, but you want to set a target, right? It's important to set goals, specific number goals in sales because everything is KPI driven, and you need to have a macro and a micro goal. every day. Think of your macro goal as your black belt and your micro goal as your colored belt. Figure out the amount of sales that you need to do, or the amount of activities or the volume you need to do daily to hit your monthly, your quarterly, and your yearly goal. Speaking of goals, you need to make them bite-sized, right? So if your yearly goal is $1 million in sales, your quarterly goal would be $250,000 in sales, your weekly goal would be $83K. Right? Then you have to break down, what do you have to do every day to hit 83? How many deals closed per week? How many sales calls per day to get you to how many closes per week, per month, per quarter, per year? So make things easily bite-sized and digestible. If you're like, oh, I just got to close $1 million, it's kind of scary. You need to structure it. Now, once you figure out what you have to do on a daily basis, that is the only thing that you need to focus on. Because as long as you hit your daily goals, everything else will fall in place after that. Don't be afraid to write this down multiple places, say it out loud, speak it into existence. I have a whiteboard desk. I write everything on that whiteboard desk. It is super helpful. Use a whiteboard, use a piece of paper, write things down, make them real. Your second bucket is now going to be your pipeline health. So outlining how much nurturing you have to do, how many follow-ups you need, what are the tasks that are happening this day and this week that you need to be cognizant of. This bucket is really about the prospects that are already progressing through the sales funnel. They're in discovery phase, they're in a problem solution, a demo phase, a closing the deal stage, like a proposal's being sent, you need to follow up on it. They have a specific date that they want to follow up on. And a big thing where I see people drop the ball is only focusing on the deals that are ready to close right now. Now, yes, focusing on your closest deals, your lowest hanging fruit, the deals that are going to close this week, this month is great. But if you only focus on those, you are totally neglecting the whole other areas of your pipeline. That's where you're going to win long term. Because if you're able to nurture people that are ready to buy in the next 3 to 6 months, you are going to be setting yourself up for a long-term success. So if a guy is like, hey, I'm not ready to buy for another 3 months, don't just wait till 3 months to follow up with them. Continually have touch points, sending him value and keeping those lines of communication open. Now, the third one, and I know probably the majority of you don't do this on a daily basis, but it's self-development, right? Identifying the gaps you see in yourself personally and professionally. Whether it's refining your cold call strategy, it's finding new prospects, it's learning more about your market, the people that you're speaking with, the things that are happening in the climate, the economy. You need to be on the cutting edge at all times. Also, taking an audit of where you're excelling as well as where you're falling short is super important. You need to be listening to your calls. You need to be asking for mentorship. You need to go to your manager. You need to be constantly seeking feedback to truly get better. In sales, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, how successful you are at the current time. There's always going to be highs and lows. The people that win are the people that are focused on their development as a salesperson and as a human being. Now, step 3 here is going to be prioritizing your activities, right? There is higher leverage and lower leverage activities that you can do on a daily basis. Making sure that you prioritize your higher leverage activities versus the lower leverage activities is going to help you delegate your time, energy, and focus. For example, a common schedule I see with sales reps includes setting meetings, cold outreach, following up with leads, first thing in the morning. After that, you need to prepare for your day, right? So if you're a closer, you have 5 to 10 calls in the calendar. In the beginning of the day, do your research on all of them, right? Take the time in the morning before your day starts, look up each prospect's company, their title, their LinkedIn, their website, write the notes down. So when the time comes, when you're in the day-to-day, you don't forget about anything and you're prepared going into every call. Super important. Also, something that I do that's very important is time blocking my day. So I intentionally time block time away from the computer. I take my lunch break, I take another 2 other 15-minute breaks to take the pup for a walk. Time away is just as good, probably even more important than time plugged in. If you're sitting in this chair in front of this screen for 8 hours a day, you will get burnt out and your tonality, everything about you, your energy will decrease, right? So go for a walk, go do something that's not at your desk. It's gonna open your mind up. Thinking clearer, super important. And make sure you stick to those times. Just because they're on the calendar and you don't do them doesn't do you any good. You need to stick to your time blocks and do the things that you say you're going to do. Another good thing there is like if you have a call at noon, another call at 3, right? Making sure that 2.5 hours does not slip away from you. At the beginning of the day, you see any white spots, look at your to-do list, look at your tasks, and fill in the blanks with specific intentional tasks and time. Now, step 4 is positive and negative rest. So as I mentioned, time is precious. You should be limiting what does not contribute to performance on every single day, right? Be focused on what is actually making you a high performer. But most would probably interpret that as like a 24/7 grind mode, monk mode, whatever that is. But the truth is rest and celebrating your achievements and wins actually contribute to better performance. But there's a difference between positive rest and negative rest, right? So if you rest after an unproductive day, so if you didn't hit your KPIs, you didn't do what you needed to do, you do not log off at 5 o'clock and go watch Netflix and chill out the rest of the day, right? You didn't deserve it, right? That's negative rest. That gives you a taste of comfort. You're far less likely to hop off the couch and finish the rest of your work. Use your energy bursts positively. But if you crushed it today, take that extra time and rest, right? Do not burn yourself out. If you crushed it that day, go do something that you enjoy after it. It makes all of the hard work more worthwhile and more rewarding. Now, remember that sinking feeling that I spoke about in the beginning of lost hours, missed opportunities, not making the amount of commissions that you want to make, promising yourself that tomorrow will be better is spelling into your failure. This doesn't have to be your normal. Break the cycle. Take control of your day, remove regrets, and take things day by day. Give yourself some grace, right? Things only happen in the present moment. What happened yesterday has no bearing on today. And today is setting yourself up for a positive tomorrow. So think about, hey, what is tomorrow's Dylan gonna think of today's Dylan if I log off early and leave my to-do list for tomorrow? I'm not helping tomorrow, Dylan. You need to be present, do the things that you said that you were going to do, and do them to the best of your abilities. Now, if you want to learn how to continuously smash your sales targets, watch the video here where I literally live record me booking 3 calls in 20 minutes through cold calling. Listen to it, take some tips and tricks from me. After that, if you want to learn more about sales for totally no cost, absolutely free, I have a free school community of 600 other salespeople just like you, literally free, no strings attached. There's a bunch of course material. There's over 700 other salespeople that you can network and learn from. That link will be in the description. I hope you guys crush today and every day after watching this video. I'll see you in the next.